Hi, this is Jay Sykes. Today we'll be talking about some watch buying tips. Now, this is geared more towards the beginning collector or someone who is starting out and getting more into watches. If you're a watch guru expert, then these may not apply to you. Let's get started. Number one, ask yourself, how much am I willing to spend? Now, this seems rather obvious, but pick a budget and stick to it. I don't recommend financing watches because you may have some interest charges. Your money's going to be tied up. And if you have to finance a watch, ask yourself, can I really afford this watch? Number two, ask yourself, will this watch fit my wrist? Now, it may behoove one to measure your wrist diameter, the width of your wrist, and when looking at watches, pay attention to the watch diameter. Also look at the lug to lug distance. This will help you indicate a watch that may be more suitable for your wrist. Now, you may see a watch online which looks great, but until you try it on, it's hard to know if it's going to look great on your wrist. Number three, ask yourself, how much do I care about resale value? Now, unless you're extremely rich, most people are going to care to some degree about resale value. Typically speaking, a fashion brand quartz watch is going to have very poor resale value. Now, in my experience, when you get into watches early on, you may not have your tastes or your preferences dialed in quite yet, and many times some watches you buy early on you may consider selling at a later date as your tastes change, as your budget changes, or as you learn about more watches. So a good way to find out the resale value is look on eBay, look at the sold listings for a particular watch, and you get a good idea of how much a watch you have may sell for if you decide to get rid of it in the future. Number four, ask yourself, does this watch fit my lifestyle? Now, you may see a beautiful gold watch that you like, but if you work in a rugged or outdoor environment, then this is a watch that may not get too much wrist time. So think about your work conditions, think about your lifestyle, think about features that you may find helpful, such as a date, maybe a day function, water resistance, shock resistance, and that will help think about a watch that is more congruent with your lifestyle. Number five, ask yourself, do I like this watch? Now, this seems rather commonsensical, but when you see a watch, make sure you're buying it because you truly enjoy it and the watch speaks to you. You may hear advice. Someone may say, oh, this watch is the best, you have to have it. You may see a watch which is on sale or is a good deal. But ask yourself, do I really like this watch? Now, if you look at these 5 tips, you can see some interdependency, and that's by design. So when considering a watch, think about all these things in concert. But ultimately, the most important is, do you like the watch? Number 6, this is a bonus tip. Don't believe the hype. What does this mean? Well, when you get into watches, you will most likely read some articles, maybe see some videos, but many times it is stealth marketing. Many times a video or an article is a thinly veiled advertisement for a particular watch or brand, and the person may or may not disclose any financial consideration, any sponsorship, or any relationship to a particular brand or watch. So please be aware of that. If you're researching a particular brand, please don't rely upon one source. Look at multiple opinions from multiple people, because many times people are going to disguise a video or an article as information when in reality it's really an advertisement. So don't believe the hype. Now, along with that, and somewhat related, don't get caught up in fake or manufactured history. The reality is, many watch brands have gone bankrupt and have interrupted history. Now, there are a few brands like Rolex, Patek Philippe, who have true heritage and history because they have not gone bankrupt and they have had continuous history. But many watch brands, even some big names, Breitling went bankrupt. I'm not picking on Breitling, but as an example, so many watch names went bankrupt. So when you see a watch company or an advertisement talking about the 1800s, 1950s or 60s and all this rich heritage, well, many times that history has little, if anything, to do with the current brand iteration. So do your homework. Don't believe the hype with made up history. If you're going to buy a watch that you enjoy and you like, that's great. But please don't pay a premium for history if it's made up or fake. Let me know if you agree with this list or if I've missed anything. Also, let me know if you disagree. Thanks for watching. This is Jay Sykes, hoping you have a nice day. If possible, bye.